Well, good afternoon. Today I've been sober for about 67 days. I quit weed about 2 months ago, and I have been smoking for 25 years. I'm 40 years old, and I wanted to do a follow-up video to discuss one of the biggest changes that I've noticed in my life since I quit smoking. And that has been my ability to organize my thoughts and my ambitions and my goals. And I know that sounds simple, but bear with me. As a smoker, I consider myself high functioning. As a stoner, I always stayed active, I always lifted weights, I always had big goals and ambitions and dreams, but I spent a lot of time smoking, getting high, being high, going to the dispensary, that I didn't realize how much time that was taking from my life and how that was really interfering with my goals. I would find myself sometimes at night thinking to myself, man, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, while I'm smoking. While I'm smoking and having a conversation with my wife. And now that I'm not doing that, I'm not spending time getting high, I have all this free time, I find myself bored all the time. And I come to realize that I don't think I was so much addicted to being high as much as I was addicted to getting high. The act of smoking and the social aspect of it, right? Talking with my wife. Every time I had a conversation with my wife, for some reason I wanted to be smoking. I felt more relaxed. I felt more comfortable. When I was smoking, it was kind of like a reward system for the day or getting home from work or finishing a workout. But I'm not rewarding myself like that anymore. The reward comes from actually accomplishing things and doing the things that I want to do and working on these goals and ideas that I've been having. And I smoked cigarettes for 16 years. I quit when I was 31. And so I think that never really went away. I think a big part of smoking weed was just replacing the cigarettes. And if you've ever smoked cigarettes, if you are a smoker, then I don't know about nowadays, but back in the day, it used to be a big thing, at work, or you go out to eat with some friends or family. Those of you who did smoke would go outside and have a cigarette together and make small talk together, right? And so I think that kind of stuck with me. That never really went away. And now that that's gone, I just find myself bored all the time. I feel like an old man, and I'm accomplishing my goals little by little every day, even without even trying, without even really working on it. I'm just doing it because I'm bored, and smoking weed is not filling that role anymore. And so that has been the biggest change in my life, is just my ability to actually get things done and work on these goals that I've wanted to work on for so long. And weed was getting in the way because I felt like I needed to get high. I wanted to get high. I wanted to be high, and I don't anymore. And I actually quite enjoy being sober. For the first month and a half, I was kind of struggling and dragging my feet a little bit. I wasn't as happy as I was feeling before. I was struggling with sleep. I was kind of losing my ambition too, which was weird because I was expecting to have this life-changing clarity and focus, which I wasn't really having. And I still kind of don't. I'm still kind of a scatterbrain. But I am actually working on things, and I think that's just because I smoked so much because I was bored. And now I'm not smoking anymore, and I'm trying to do something to fill that emptiness. And besides work, right? Besides work and being with my kids and my wife, those are all things that you have to do. That's just things you're going to do no matter what. And I've always been the kind of person where I didn't want my life to revolve around my job. I wanted it to revolve around my kids, but I also had my own personal goals still, my own ideas and things I wanted to do. And I always wanted my kids to feel that way too. I wanted them to have their own goals, even though they were loyal to their family. They loved their family. I always wanted to show them that you should still have your own personal goals, and your family should support that, and you guys should work on it together, and you should work on it all by yourself sometimes. Sometimes it just has to be that way. And I find it a lot easier to do that now that weed is not a part of my life. It's not a part of my life at all, and it was a big part of my life for a long time. And I'm glad that I quit. And I can't say that it's the best choice for everyone. You may not be ready to quit if you smoke, if you've thought about smoking, if you don't have the right reasons to quit, if you don't really, really want to quit inside, you're going to struggle with it. For me, it was just time to quit. I was ready. I was just done. I was kind of bored of it. I'm getting old. I wanted to make some new changes in my life. I'm also trying to join the Air Force Reserves before I get too old. And a big reason for that is because I need to lock in good health insurance. Health insurance is very expensive. And having the military take care of that will take a big burden off my shoulders. And that's a huge part of it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually stay in for the next 20 years. I may change my mind in the next 10 years. I don't know. It's very likely. But if I can, I would like to stay for the next 20 years and retire and make sure that my health care is completely taken care of by the time I reach retirement age. And so that's a big part of it right now. I've spent the last 20 years being a parent and just getting by and working and going through the motions. And I've been trying to raise my kids to be better than that. You know, I already got my 2 oldest kids. They already started investing, which is huge because I never really even understood investing. My parents, they still don't. You know, they're in their 60s and they don't know anything about investing. They're probably going to die poor. You know, I hate to say that. It's scary, and I worry about them. My in-laws, the same thing. My father-in-law, he still works at a factory. He works with my wife. And he goes paycheck to paycheck. And I didn't really want that for my kids at all. And I don't think they're going to become rich or millionaires from investing, but maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll learn more as time goes on. They already have a better understanding of it than I do. And I just started learning. And so a lot of things have changed in my life, but the biggest goal has been accomplishing the goal of being able to organize my thoughts and actually get things done. And if I want to join the Air Force, if I'm able to, I'm going to need to be clean. I'm going to need to be sober. And so this is going to be a big part of it. Also, cutting out the munchies. I've been able to drop 20 pounds. I've lost about 5 inches from my waist, which is huge, in just 2 months. And I'm still working on it. It was kind of difficult for me to run at first because I'm kind of heavy and I hadn't really ran in a long time. I've always lifted weights. But now I'm fine. My knees I have zero pain. I have no back pain, which is crazy because of my age and all the years of hard labor that I've done. I don't think it's ruined my body. I think it's hardened my body. And so I may as well take advantage of that. And the kind of workouts that I do kind of keeps that going. I do like strongman workout, I guess you want to call it, in my backyard. Maybe I'll make a video showing some of that. I carry logs and throw boulders and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people will tell you that that's hard on your body and it's bad for you. And maybe it is, but I'm 40 years old and I have no pain, no body pain, no back pain. I'm strong. I'm solid. So I'm going to continue to do that. I've been having my sons do the same kind of workouts because I want them to have the same kind of advantage. And yeah, anyways, getting off track. But let me know what you think. If you've gotten sober before, if you're thinking about getting sober, if you want to quit smoking, what is your experience like? What is your mindset? What are you going through right now? How do you feel about it? Because like I said, we're not all the same. We all function differently. And I think for a long time, I do believe that the weed did help me. I think it helped me get over a lot of unresolved issues from my childhood and anger issues and people that had hurt me, people that I had hurt, the guilt that I had been carrying. And you can't really focus on those things as a parent. You need to be giving all your attention to your kids, and you need to be positive and optimistic and showing them a new way. And so I do think that weed helped me in that area, but I don't need that anymore. I don't need help with that anymore. I got it under control. I'm at an age where I'm content with my life and the things I've been through and the decisions I've made, and I don't really need weed. So let me know what you guys got to think about that.